Well, it's pretty clear that Democrats, the radical left, especially those in power of some sort of either political or bureaucratic nature, are not going to stop going after Donald Trump on the same day that we hear that Donald Trump is going to be on the Colorado ballot. Yay, at least pending a decision by the Supreme Court. We learn also that now in Maine, he is not going to be on the ballot. And this was not through some Supreme Court decision from the state. It was not through any odd piece of legislation. It wasn't through any of the normal attempts. This one was just a unilateral decision by the Secretary of State of Maine. Here she is explaining and trying to justify her decision.
Again, I am so mindful, and I said this in my decision, that it is unprecedented. No Secretary of State has ever deprived a presidential candidate of ballot access based on Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. But no presidential candidate has ever engaged in insurrection and been disqualified under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment.
So normally I don't insult people based upon their appearance or the way that they sound. But in this case, she does that thing that really bugs me. I mean, okay, it's enough. When people always end with every part of their sentence, every pause, it's like, oh, stop it. Just it reminds me of old Valley Girls from the 1980s, but I guess a little bit different still. It's annoying, but not nearly as annoying as this ruling. Look, this is how desperate they are. This is how desperate the Democrats have become, how desperate the uniparty swamp has become. There's literally no possible scenario where this can be truly justified, because again, we're talking about a ruling, an amendment of the Constitution that talks about insurrection. Donald Trump did not engage in insurrection, has never been demonstrated to have engaged in insurrection, has never been found guilty of engaging in insurrection, and was actually acquitted by the United States Senate when he was impeached for insurrection. So how many times does he have to prove that he did not commit the act of insurrection before they finally stop trying to harm the nation based upon this so-called insurrection? It's a rhetorical question. You know the answer is never. Once they get rid of this, they're going to find the next hoax. It's always going to be a hoax. They can't stop him based upon anything that he actually does. They can only try to stop him based upon something that they manufacture. There was no Russian P-tape. There was no quid pro quo in Ukraine. And there was no insurrection, let alone one that was promoted by Trump. Thank you for watching. If you want to catch the full show, you can always find me over at jdrucker.com/shows. That's jdrucker.com/shows, and find any of the various channels where I post various things.